New details on the Air India crash and new questions about possible sabotage. The confusion in the cockpit as fuel to the plane's engines would shut off just seconds after takeoff. The pilots questioning each other. The new details tonight from a preliminary report. Here's ABC's Lama Hassan.
Tonight, the mystery into what caused Air India Flight 171, flying from Ahmedabad bound for London's Gatwick Airport, to crash last month deepens. The newly released preliminary report shows investigators focusing now on those fuel cutoff switches and whether this was a deliberate act.
Fuel switches deliberately were turned off, shutting off fuel to the engines and shutting those two engines down. What we don't know is who did it, and we don't know why they did it.
New questions about why both control switches that provide the engines with fuel were turned off about 3 seconds into the flight and turned back on about 10 seconds later. New images from the aftermath do show those fuel control switches firmly in the run position, but it was too late. The engines failed to regain thrust.
We know that these switches didn't get bumped. We know that it was a deliberate action where you have to actually lift the switch and move it to the other position. It's not something that can be bumped from one position to another.
According to the report, both pilots are heard discussing the switches in the cockpit voice recording.
We do know that one of the pilots asked the other pilot, "Why did you move those switches? Why did you cut off the fuel to both of the engines?" The other pilot said, "I didn't do it." One of them is not telling the truth.
There have been at least 2 deliberate plane crashes in recent years. The German Wings co-pilot intentionally bringing down the plane in the Alps, killing 150 people on board. And Egypt Air Flight 990, the co-pilot crashing the aircraft 60 miles south of Nantucket. And at this stage, investigators are not looking at technical or maintenance failures. Steve said that the report is very clear that there is nothing wrong with the 787 or the engines that power that airplane. Martha.
Lama, thank you.